Well, I think it's officially time to head back to the room and start doing room-related things. You can obviously tell. It's night. That's the pool which closed now 15 minutes ago. And of course the elevator's going all the way down instead of picking me up. That little shack that you can't see there in my reflection is also the hot tub with the lights out front. Yep. But we're on our way back to my room. There's the building from downtown Los Angeles. With that, I've arrived on the 7th floor. And can now start moving toward my apartment. Guys, I have something to show you. You see this batch right here of iced tea? There's a little thing in there with all of the Lipton fill because I've been using Lipton to fill it out. That's the last bit of mint I have. We brought 6 boxes with us down to Los Angeles. What's left is actually in this pot right now steeping. I actually made, this is going to be iced tea. It's going to go in this container, which I usually make, and I basically turn videos or iced tea into videos. That's what I am. I turn iced tea into videos. That's literally how I run. Anyway, so yeah, this is here. This is going to be one that keeps going in there, and that is the last batch of mint iced tea I have. And then that is regular hot tea that I'm making for myself for tonight, because you know what? Anyway, just thought I'd point that out because it really does show that our time in Los Angeles is coming to an end. Alright, usual late night shit here. But you know, I'm out here with the tea I now just made. It's too hot to drink. But I'm also sitting out here watching Unreal on my iPad, which has now gone to sleep, but that's beside the point. Anyway, so things that are on my mind today, for the most part, are really just pretty much when we're leaving. Because Hollywoodland's wrapped up. Show business is just presentations next week. And our last evening with class is tomorrow. We're getting fucking close. Real fucking close. I'm kind of ready to leave. As I said before, I would really like to leave, like, very really quickly after the program is over. But I'm kind of at the mercy of everyone. Professor Abrams would really like everyone to go stay for the John Williams at the Hollywood Bowl concert. Which, I mean, I wouldn't mind staying for if it wasn't 3 days after or 4 days after, excuse me, the rest of the program ends. I don't want to sit around for 3 extra days doing nothing, because it already feels like for the most part I'm sitting around this week doing nothing. So I've been working on other projects, and I've actually, of all things, had the drive to start Let's Playing again, and I've actually been experimenting with that, so yeah. I realistically can't do anything until I get back at home, but we shall see about that resumption, because I would like to start making more internet content anyway. Tomorrow is actually a pre-inspection of some kind in our apartment, so we've got to be ready for that. It's going on midnight here, so I should actually get to bed, because they can come basically anytime from noon to 3, of course, because why not make obnoxious as fuck times to come inspect our apartment? So we have things that we need to do, but luckily I'm not the only person around. Another thing as well that I've been kind of considering as well is I don't know if you can probably see it right now, and if not, you're pretty blind, but if you notice how, like, in the sky, there's all of that grain around there, yeah, that's because my camera is not the best camera for low light situations. If you get where I'm going with this, yeah, it actually means I'm considering a new camera. And I found another model that I actually do like quite a bit. And I've been playing around with this for one, trying to squeeze as much as I possibly can out of this for the meantime while I'm using it. But I mean, I might actually wind up replacing this thing a little while after we get back to Philadelphia. So who knows? We shall see. I mean, for the moment, this guy does decently well, but I mean, this is all Bethany's fault, and I'm putting the entire blame on her. She's like, yeah, maybe we'll consider getting you a new camera for the vlog. And I was just like, cameras. And now I've been like reading on cameras, and I'm like, I like cameras. And one of the cameras I'm looking at to replace this, which is actually still in the same line as this one, and if you don't know, I shoot the vlog on a Canon Vixia HFR42. And if you don't know what that is, you can Google it. It's a few years older. There's newer models of this, and the Vixia is kind of Canon's somewhere between like fairly expensive consumer and actual prosumer line. So it's nothing professional, but the one I'm considering for the moment is the G20 in the same Vixia line. So again, I'm still going to think about it. It's not something that's going to be happening until, at the very least, I get back. Realistically, probably even later than that. But, you know, because I kind of like that camera, and one of the really nice things I've seen from test footage is how great low light looks. Which, I mean, comes with bigger sensor sizes, because that's pretty much what this is. Because it's a CMOS-based lens, or image capture, just like this one is. But the capture unit is significantly larger. And as far as CMOS capture units go, the larger the better, pretty much without exception. Because larger lens means more light, means more picture, means more quality, means less this. So I've been looking for that, and also I've been like playing around. And one of the things I actually realized as well is that I've looked around actually for firmware to do this. And I didn't realize it was actually built into the camera itself, is that this camera does have, well, I mean, for the most part, you see the camera using the auto white balance feature, which is generally what I set it to for your run and gun shooting, because it's just the easiest thing to use, and, you know, when I need to pull the camera out and be ready to a moment's notice, it's the easiest thing to do. But we actually do, if you recall back to cinematography, I'm not sure if I showed this on the vlog or not, but we have a special software that we loaded onto the cameras, the T3Is that we had for school, called Magic Lantern. And one of the features that Magic Lantern knew how to do was if you put a piece of, I don't know, take a white paper, for example, or basically something that's pure white right in front of the camera like this, and then used a feature that was only in that special software, which is technically somewhat of a firmware hack, and it's not an official Canon thing, you can set the white balance that way. There's also ways to completely custom dial in your exact degrees Kelvin that you want your white balance, thanks to Magic Lantern. Now, I do not have the exact white balance dial, but however, I did find that I do have the push button to set white balance if you have an entirely white thing in front of the camera, which actually is going to make my life a hell easier if I can actually, you know, if I can use that. And also it allows me to easily switch and not have to wait for, I can't switch it while I'm doing it live, but to change between daylight and tungsten, so I can flip back and forth with them easily. And if I made something else odd, I can use auto white balance. Now, speaking of things slightly film related, I think on also one other thing about the camera before I switch back to it. I'm using a different mode now. I'm back to AVC HD, and I really don't think you guys can ever tell a difference when I switch modes on the camera. But I'm using AVC HD PF30, which is 30p from 60i basically, and realistically you're not going to see a difference. It's the difference between that and the 60i is just that the camera calculates that difference automatically, and I don't have to do a damn thing in post, at least in regards to that, because I would just have to downsample it otherwise. And but I switched back to that from the MP4 containers I was using previously. Again, it's all rear end stuff, not like it matters to you guys for the moment. because you're realistically not going to notice a difference in pixels because, well, all the settings are basically exactly the same. But and AVC HD footage is actually easier for me to handle, despite because I have professional software and not just shit. Because you can't drag and drop AVC HD files like you can MP4s. So yeah, that's all behind the scenes stuff. That doesn't matter to you guys. But where I was going with that is that I think sometime this weekend we're going to be doing interviews with people in Drexel and LA. So I'm involved in that somehow. Look forward to that, I guess. I'm actually excited for that. It's fun. I really want to do things. I guess that's why I've been ranting on this fucking vlog for 8.5 minutes now, plus whatever the hell I shot earlier, just because I'm actually getting fucking bored. I'm bored. Actually, I just noticed. Look at the moon. Oh god, here we go with this. Well, that's not going to focus easily. The moon is all orange. Oh well.